Hi, welcome to Future Dragon Rocket. I am not Ryan Reynolds.
So this is going to be my Andor episode 6 review and recap. Lots to talk about. The heist finally went down in this episode. First to start off, we learned that Barracona used to be a stormtrooper, and that Cinta did not like the news when she heard that a former stormtrooper was going to join the little group of rebels, considering that Cinta's whole family was killed by stormtroopers. But this episode was amazing. This is what the last two episodes were building up to, what the season's been building up to. We're halfway through. So now we have the second half of the season still going on after this heist is now over. But let's go through character by character what happened during the heist. To start with, Vel kind of gets cold feet at the beginning of the heist as they're on comms together with the other group. Barracona gets shot. We see him and his body get left behind as they're fleeing the planet. Um, Nemec actually survives the heist. I thought Nemec was definitely going to get killed during the heist, but he escapes with Vel and Cassian. But just a moment later, after they escape, a heavy payload gets thrown back in the ship and kind of like crushes him, paralyzes him. They're basically going to not go to the original destination, not go to the original escape plan, but go to some sort of doctor on like a different moon or a different planet or something. But the doctor ends up not being able to save Nemec, so Nemec does actually die after the heist is over and successful. Meanwhile, Cinta's still back on the planet. Cinta was basically just holding some people hostages while the heist was taking place. And Cinta, I assume, is just going to blend in with the locals, with the natives to kind of get away. But after the heist is successful, once we're away, Skeen actually betrays everyone, betrays Cassian. They got 80 million. He says, "You take 40, I take the other 40 million. Let's go our separate ways. We never have to see each other again." Cassian doesn't say too much, but obviously he doesn't like this. Whether it's an honor among thieves, or Cassian is kind of you know making friends with the other rebels, or he's kind of believing in the cause of the rebellion now. Whatever his reasons, Cassian shoots Skeen for his betrayal. Um, and also the worst part is that Skeen admits that he never had a brother. Last episode, he's saying how the Empire killed his brother, and he's here for revenge. And Skeen admits that he never actually had a brother. Real dirtbag, real bastard for doing that. Andor kind of holds Vel hostage, saying how he's going to get away. He gives the kyber crystal back to Vel. Vel gives Cassian the manifesto that Nemec wrote. Cassian says he doesn't want it, but he takes it anyways. So, a few things to still watch going forward in the show about the return of the kyber crystal, the manifesto that Nemec wrote. Cassian may read that, and that's how Cassian turns into the more modern day version of himself that we see in Rogue One. And then at the end of the episode, we see Mon Mothma giving just like a speech to an empty Senate. It's pretty much completely empty, and then people are like getting the news about the heist, and they're leaving the Senate as she's giving a speech. She pulls up her iPad and maybe reads about it, but it was really cool to see the Senate and Senate chambers in live action like this again. I don't think we've seen that since Revenge of the Sith. Really, when Palpatine's giving his speech, and Padme is saying how this is how liberty dies with applause. Um, so I know we've seen that in animation before, but never seen that in live action. So it was cool to see the Senate chambers in Coruscant again, and we're halfway through the season already. That was episode 6 out of 12, so we got 6 more episodes of Andor to go. Stay tuned. This is the show of the year. I think between this and House of the Dragon, either Andor or House of the Dragon is the show of 2022. Um, they're both so well written and so well produced. I'm leaning now after this episode. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Andor, but I definitely think that this is finally a project that Hollywood needs to recognize as award worthy. I think Andor should be getting all the awards for this show. That's how good this is.
Thanks so much for watching Future Dragon Rocket. Subscribe down below, share on social media. See you next time.